Welcome back to Melly Loves Death Metal. Today is a very good day for me personally. I'm super excited that I got this package today because I was not expecting it. Didn't get a shipping notification, so I had no idea it was coming. But yesterday I was done with work. I was getting ready to just go sit on the couch, probably watch YouTube videos and just decompress for a couple of hours. And I got a knock on the door and it was my mailman. And he was like, "Hey, you got to sign for this package." When I signed for it and I noticed the label, I knew exactly what it was. It was from Listenable Records, who are out of France. And I was so excited because this came really quick. And like I said, I wasn't expecting it to get here as fast as it did. Back on October 2nd, to be exact, because I went back to see when I made this order, because again, it was really quick. They announced that they were reissuing the first 3 Malevolent Creation records, albums on vinyl. And I knew that was coming because Malevolent Creation has been using social media quite a lot lately, more than usual, and tweeting and responded to me on a tweet a while back saying, like, the reissues are coming. I know everybody wants these. They're the most requested thing that we've been paying attention to, which is nice because I could name about 20 other bands that could care the fuck less. But they're actually listening to their fans and are, taking up an opportunity here to make some money. And they're coming. The reissues are coming. There should be an announcement soon. And then like a month later, Listenable Records said, "Hey, we have them. Order them." Now, I could have waited because I know Hell's Headbangers, Heavy Metal Museum, Blast Beat Vinyl, all the normal people that I buy from in the US that gets international releases in their distro. I could have ordered it from them. However, this is one of those times where I did not care that I was paying the $20 shipping, and just did it because I got nervous that these were going to be hard to get, or that the prices might be a little bit gouged in some of these US distros, which sometimes happens. Sometimes that happens with these. Listenable does not overprice their stuff. They sell at a really good price. It's just that shipping that kills it for me. So I just ordered it, and I was like, you know what? I'll get it. I'll be patient. I will wait this out. And it came yesterday. No shipping notification. Nothing. I was so pumped. So Malevolent Creation, US death metal band, primarily from Florida. I think I don't know if they're still fully in Florida. I have no idea. I can't remember now. But Floridian death metal, some of the best death metal albums ever created, in my opinion. 3 of my absolute favorites. Retribution is probably like my number 2 favorite death metal album. It's just one of those albums that I've always wanted to own on vinyl. However, it has been incredibly hard to find a really nice copy, a nice playable copy that isn't like $300. It goes for really high prices, and just financially, I can't fathom spending that on just one vinyl record. Like, it has to be something super special. And I couldn't even name one right now for me. I love collecting vinyl, but I don't want to spend that money on OG copies. And it's been one of my more sought after vinyl records. I continuously check Discogs and eBay and just circulate and try to find people who might be selling a copy. And I think the cheapest one that I've ever found was like $200, but it was missing this. It had scuffs on the vinyl that didn't affect play, but I'm not going to, make that choice and buy it and then find out it does affect play and have to deal with all that shit, or the jacket's just not in great condition. Like, it was never easy to find. I did a whole video on that too, by the way. So that's like one of my grails that I wanted to own, as well as Stillborn and the 10 Commandments. Now, I do own the 10 Commandments on cassette. Should have pulled that out. That was reissued fairly recently. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not a legitimate cassette, though. Legitimate copy. And I've never owned Stillborn or Retribution, physically. So I'm super pumped. Now the only thing here that I have to complain about, I'm trying to not be super nitpicky, and it really does not matter. It does not matter. The plays sound great. They look great. They're really nice pressings. For what I wanted. They're colored though. I mean, there was no option for black. I think they only printed just one color, which, Listenable is known for that. Like, they are one of those labels that presses everything on color variants. They make crazy tape reissues and stuff like that. So that's the only thing. So if you're a person who does not like colored vinyl but has been really wanting these albums and that's a deterrent, like, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't think they press black. Maybe they will. I don't know. If they do, I'm definitely going to buy those copies too. Because for me, like these old school death metal albums, I would want to stay true and have them just be black vinyl. But it is what it is. It's, again, that's just such a minor thing. So let me show them off. Let's talk about these. We'll start with obviously the first one, the 10 Commandments. And so the one thing that I want to call out about these is that the jackets, the album covers are very good. There's no pixelation, no blurriness, no nothing. So it's a nice high quality image. Unlike the Testament reissues from Nuclear Blast, which are god awful, unless you want to spend double the price and get the alternate album cover version, which that's a whole nother, that just really some of the biggest disappointments this year. So yeah, the jackets are really, really nice. And then you get this thick cardstock printed inner sheet, like listen to that, of the lyrics, liner notes, and a band photo. And that's it. And that's all I really want. I didn't need like a poster or stickers or patches or buttons or anything like that. That's just gonna sit in a drawer in my room. I want the music. And so translucent blue vinyl for all three. Here is the sticker on them. And again, they sound really good. No issues. Mine sound good. As you know, vinyl is very different across the ears for everybody, depending on your system that you have or just the copy that you get. Unfortunately, there's a lot of inconsistencies in pressing vinyl. So these sound good. I don't know what the limitations are. I think they probably pressed a lot because it doesn't say it's limited to anything. So I guarantee you US distros will most likely be getting these in stock and they will be accessible. And I'm sure Malevolent Creation wanted that because they know that these are pretty sought after and high in demand. So if you're waiting, probably okay to wait. I'm sure like Hell's Headbangers, NWN, Blast Beat Vinyl, Vinyl Command, all of these distros and labels will eventually get these in stock. They did with the Immolation reissue. They did with Suffocation and the obituary tapes, stuff like that over the years. So they do get their stuff eventually. Next up is, again, my all-time, like I said, probably like my number 2, sometimes number 1 album. One of my all-time favorite album covers. Just everything about this album is just 10 out of 10 for me. Retribution. I've talked about this several times on this channel. So here you go. I should have worn my shirt. I actually have this shirt. I don't wear it very often because I want to try to keep it because, you know, as everybody knows with death metal shirts, they fade, they shrink the more you wear them, etc., etc. And I like mine to look nice and clean. I'm that person. But anyway, and these are the first 3 albums with Brett Hoffman. As you guys know, he left the band after this, and rest in peace to him. He passed away in 2018. Wait, did I show the inner sleeve? I'm just marveling at this. Yeah, I did. All right. So this one was the first one I spun, admittedly. And again, just another translucent blue. Stickers the same. I'm not going to pull it out of the sleeve because there's no point. And then finally, the last one, Stillborn, which, you know, this band has a lot of drama behind it if you're not familiar. Stillborn especially does. This is the final record on Roadrunner, and Malevolent Creation got the rights back to these albums like this year, so that's why they're being reissued now, because they're like, hey, here you go. So the whole thing about Stillborn is eventually Larry Hawk from Hayplow originally did the drums on this, but Phil wanted the drums to be redone, so then Alex came in and ended up playing on the album because Larry got arrested and put in jail for a DUI. And then Roadrunner also requested that Brett redo his vocals on this, and they couldn't get him to do it, and then the label ended up dropping them after this album. And then eventually they got up their licensing deal they got licensing deals from other labels to deal with this album. And then now the band has retained all rights to their Roadrunner albums and post Roadrunner albums and stuff like that. So, Stillborn, here you go. I love this album too. There's a lot of people who are pretty critical of this one, but I still think it's phenomenal. I love that album cover too. Yes, here's the Landscapers. You're going to be hearing that now because, of course, while I'm recording a video, they have to come and do their job. Fuck them for doing their job. But I'm pretty much done. So you guys know Dan Seagrave, right? Like, did I even have to say that? Just for the people that are wondering who did the album art. Probably one of my favorite Dan Seagrave, and then obviously, you know, several of his other albums, and yeah. So, yeah, here they are. They're here. They're finally in my collection. Do I feel satisfied? Do I feel like that's it? I've got what I want. I'm done collecting? Absolutely not. This is just a stand-in for when I can actually someday officially get a bona fide OG copy, which is going to be a very long time from now. I cannot prioritize that financially whatsoever. But I'm happy with what this is now. My collection does not feel complete, though. I do hope that they do reissue these on just plain black, because I do want to get second copies of these and have a listenable copy. No pun intended. And then a copy where I just keep in pristine, nice condition. This is one of the few bands where I will do that with. This one, and I have a couple of Cannibal Corpse albums like that. A couple of obituaries like that. You know, my favorite death metal bands, I do that with a couple of albums. So I will definitely do that. But Malevolent Creation, again, they have a pretty extensive discography. They have a lot of albums out. There are, how many now? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 13 albums. The 13th Beast that came out in 2019, I actually really liked that album. I should get it. There's a couple of albums in here that I just am not a huge fan of, but I don't think they're bad by any means. Definitely prefer at least the first 4 albums. I do like Eternal. That came out in 95. The first album without Brett Hoffman, it was weird, obviously, but I do like it. But yeah, I'm happy. I love these albums a lot. I spun them yesterday. I'm spinning them today, showing them off. So if you're looking for them, I'll link in the description where you can buy this on Listenable. But also within that package, I just saw this sitting on their distro, because they do have a distro too. It's not just their releases, and I picked it up just to add to make the shipping worth it. And it's the demos that Vic Records put back out on 2020. They reissued this on CD. Just grabbed it because I didn't own this. It's a nice double CD. Cool pictures. I actually have, or I thought I had, like a bootleg copy of the Malevolent Creation demos, but when I went and looked, I don't have the tape anymore, so I must have either traded it off or something. But anyway, I picked this up, and it's really nice. It's really nicely done. So there you go, the demos. That's what I thought I had, the 1991. I thought I had that one, but maybe I didn't, or at least I can't find it, which has happened to me several times. I've lost a tape or a CD and then found it in a random box shoved somewhere just because of moving or whatever else. I don't know. I can't explain my ways. Everybody does it. Have you ever lost a vinyl record? That's interesting. So a couple of years ago, I went to go pull off a Black Dahlia Murder album from my shelf unhallowed, and I couldn't find it. And I'm like, the second copy that I had, the color copy was there, but the original, like, first pressing wasn't. And I was like, I know I didn't sell that. Like, where is this? And I took every single vinyl record off my shelf, and I couldn't find it. And I was like, what the hell? And then I remembered that I had this little case which was sitting there. It's over there now. It's like a case to carry vinyl records in. It looks like a guitar case, but it's just for vinyl records. And I had remembered I did a video talking about, like, vinyls I would take, or vinyls that would be in a fireproof box, and that was the one that I put in it. And they were still in there. So there was like 50 records still sitting in there that I didn't even realize. So anyway, I'm just blabbing now, but yes, that's happened to me before too. So anyway, I got this too, just to add to the list of things. I need to go see if this was actually reissued on vinyl. I don't remember if it was or not. But really nice CD pressing, really awesome booklet. I love that. Covered demos. So yeah, Malevolent Creation. Again, I was not anticipating recording this video today. I had plans to do something else. And behind me on my tape speaker, those are the speakers that are connected to my tape player, is a stack of 20 tapes that I was planning on doing 2 separate videos on, which I will probably record now next week. So, but yeah, that is all that I have today. I'm super happy. Once again, link in the description where you can go purchase these from Listenable. But if you don't want to deal with the shipping cost, and the wait, because it did take like 2.5, 3 weeks to get to me. Again, I didn't get any shipping notifications, so I didn't know they were coming. So that was a really nice surprise. Go ahead, do it. Listenable is a pretty good label. I've got a lot of their stuff. Never had any issues with them. Some people always ask me like if they've never bought from these particular international places, like, are they good? Are they worth it? And like, yeah, I mean, I don't have any issues with their stuff. I have so many of their other records that they've put out. Most of them are the Suffocation reissues that they've done, and they're totally fine. So, but I'm sure just be on the lookout if you're on social media. Be on the lookout because I'm sure eventually you're going to see them announced for like Hell's Headbangers and stuff like that. I guarantee you they're going to put those in stock. So that's all I have, you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.